I'm Leon Roberts. I've been involved in baseball for about 49 years. I played 11 years in the big leagues with Texas Rangers, Houston Astros, Detroit Tigers, and Seattle Mariners, and I've been currently a coach for about 30 years. So I've been involved in the game an awful long time. The reason we came up with the batter helper swing plane net was to correct some faults in some of the younger hitters. Being involved in the game that long, you see a lot of things fault in a hitter that you think as a coach you can develop something to help the hitter. So we came up with the swing plane net. The main purpose of the swing plane net is to identify how to hit the high pitch, the mid pitch, and the low pitch. A lot of the young hitters, as they come up, and the girls softball players, they will have trouble with the pitch up and the pitch down. The pitch in the middle part of the plate is pretty easy to hit for the most part. A lot of devices that have been built in the past have been more how to hit the pitch in and the pitch away, and they haven't done what I call north and south, how to hit the high pitch, how to hit the low pitch. In girls softball, girls throw underhand, they throw a rise ball. So it'll really help the girls get on top and direct their swing down to get on top and not get underneath that ball. Backside drops, lazy fly ball, pop up to the infield. As the young hitter gets older and gets past Little League, gets more into high school, pitchers throw harder. They get into college, they throw even harder. They'll start throwing the high pitch and the low sinkers, low curveballs. And so we've identified a way for the hitter to get on top, swing slightly down, follow this path to some degree, and their bat barrel will be going through and they can get that ball better as opposed to looping underneath and getting the bottom of the ball and have a lazy pop-up. Another area of concern is the low pitch. If the batter can swing along the path of that ball coming in, if this ball, low sinkers, low curveballs, sliders, breaking balls, change-ups, etc., if they can keep that bat down that plane better, now they're going to make better contact instead of getting over the top of the ball and hitting a lazy top grounder. So that's been the main purpose, to help the young hitter from Little League, T-ball, all the way up through high school, college, and the girls softball players, because they throw underhand and throw the rise pitch, and they can hit this ball in addition to this ball. Usually the stuff in the middle of the plate takes care of itself, whether it's in or out.
Leon, what are some of the drills the young hitters can use the swing plane net?
Well, some of the drills that I would encourage the young hitter to use is what I call dry fires or visualization dry fires. So let's just say here's the plate right here, and the strike zone is approximately 20 to 35 inches high, depending on the height of the player. If the ball's coming in high, the batter will visualize and take 10-15 swings. Let's just say he takes up and out over the plate swings, line drives the right field, the high pitch over the plate, the chest high pitch, the pitcher's trying to strike him out or pop him up on, line that ball through the middle, and the pitch that's high and inside, that's tight, and the batter has a tendency to get jammed and hit a lazy fly ball. They visualize how to hit this ball to left center for a line base hit, line double or something. So what they do is they visualize the high plane, and a drill can be 5 swings, 5 swings, 5 swings, trying to make their bat barrel go through in a decent, get on top, line drive plane. Another drill is we can go to the bottom part of it. Low and away, tough area for any hitter. This ball, we're going to line out the other way for a right-handed batter. Over the plate and down, over the plate, down and in. Now this ball in this area is an easy ball to hit if, as a hitter, we have a good path to our bat going to that ball where we can line it that way as opposed to getting on top and hitting a lazy top grounder to the left side. So that's one drill. High plane swings, mid plane swings, which are the easier ones, and the lower plane swings. Another drill I emphasize is what we call nip the net. The batter is going to be in his stance here, and he's going to visualize a high pitch, medium pitch, low pitch. In this swing plane net, you can adjust it to the size of the player. So if you have different size kids, 8, 9-year-olds, 10, 11-year-olds, whatever age group, you can adjust this thing according to the different height of the player. So on a nip the net, that player is going to visualize a pitch being somewhere in this area, or this area, and that bat's going to go through and barely nip that net in that area. And what will happen is we've got a plate here, and so that plate is going to be pretty close to that net, so this will be the outside pitch. If we wanted to do something on the inside area more, we just fit the plate underneath it, and the swing plane net would be out more, and they can do the inside pitch. So there's two major drills right there we can do. Another drill we can do is what I call visualization dry fires. The hitter is not looking at the net. He has got a picture of that pitcher in his mind. So he's visualizing a pitcher out there, whether it's a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher. If it's Little League, the pitcher is out there approximately 42, 46, 48 feet. Softball, I think, is 46 feet. When they get into high school and college, and maybe hopefully pro ball, that pitcher is out there 60 feet. So they can set up and visualize. They know this is high, this is low, and they can visualize these different balls coming in and swinging, and have a fellow teammate, coach, dad, uncle, standing behind them. Am I going along the path of where that pitch is at? So those are some basic drills we can do.
Leon, can you touch on some of the faults hitters may have right now with their practice and their hitting, and how the swing plane net might correct them?
Right. What commonly happens, and from all my experience being around Little League areas, ballparks, doing clinics, doing baseball lessons, the dad's trying to help, the coach is trying to be helpful, a lot of them mean so good. And what they're doing is identify what little Joey the hitter is doing wrong. They don't spend enough time creating good habits that can override bad habits. So if you use the swing plane net strategically, what you can do is form habits so good, in most cases, and fix habits so good in the hitter that they won't have the backside collapse, the dip, the underneathness, swinging under the uppercut swing on the high pitch. You can form so many good habits. Now you don't have to spend a whole lot of time fixing and identifying the bad habits. So that's one good thing about the swing plane net.
Leon, how can your Little League teams, your high school teams, and college teams, how can they utilize the swing plane net to where it'll be most beneficiary to their program?
Very good question. In a lot of cases, when you go to a ballpark or a Little League field or a softball practice or whatever, you got 15 players, say. Only one player is taking batting practice, and the other players are standing around doing not much at all. They're just doing defense, say. But what you can do with the swing plane net is you can utilize different phases and have different practice sessions. So physically on the field, you can have the person taking batting practice and hitting the ball. You can have the swing plane net attached to the fence, and another hitter can be practicing the swings. If you have two swing plane nets, you can do the left-handers and the right-handers. You take the thing and you swing it upside down, and so you can have a left-handed batter practicing, the right-handed batter practicing. You can also have a third station where they can work off a tee, hitting the ball into a net such as this, or you can even have a fifth station where the player can be practicing nip the net drills. So you can do 3, 4, 5 stations. So now instead of one batter working at one time, you can involve 4 or 5 different batters. So now you can get twice as many swings, 3 times as many swings, and get your hitters to hit better.
How can that team utilize a swing plane net in a way that would help them become a better hitter once they get into the batter's box?
Okay, very good question. During the course of a game, there's one batter physically at home plate hitting, there's a batter physically on deck. So what you do is you take the swing plane net, attach it outside the dugout, so when the batter and the on-deck batter is outside of the dugout, what they can do, and most pitchers will pitch in a certain area for the most part. The pitcher will either pitch low or more high. So what I call it is more balls above the waist or more balls below the waist. So say during a game, you got a pitcher throwing a lot of pitches low, the batter can practice low plane swing, so when he goes from on deck into the batter's box to physically hit, he can have his swing grooved, so if and when he gets pitches down in here, he knows what's a ball, what's a strike, and how he should hit that pitch in this area. We got another pitcher coming into the game. This guy has a real live arm. He throws the ball pretty good. He might be throwing a lot of pitches high. Now this ball is above the strike zone, so he can build some kind of ceiling in there that this is a ball, this is a good pitch to hit. In the major leagues, we call this pitch fence high. So this ball should really be crushed. So he can practice his plane of his swing to get on top and low line that ball. So if and when he gets a pitch up in this area, he knows whether it's a ball or a good pitch to hit, and he makes his semi-tomahawk move on the ball and hits a nice line drive out there. So the batter in the dugout, in the hole, on deck, and the batter physically in the box can be prepared by the swing plane net.
Leon, how can the swing plane net be utilized as a fundraiser for either girls softball teams or leagues or little league leagues and teams?
Well, one thing I've seen and one concept we've came up with is the back side can be utilized. Say for example over here, the U.S. Army has bought hundreds of these to use for advertising. So the softball team, the baseball team can use this thing as a tremendous fundraiser. If you go to Little League ballparks and you look on the outfield fences, there's advertising, but that advertising is stable to the fence. So that advertising is only there when you physically play a game at that ballpark. So say for example, the kid or the girl will play at numerous fields during the course of a summer. You can have advertising on the back and raise money as your fundraiser for the different advertising and utilize the back however you see fit and raise money to help sponsor your team. So it's a tremendous device for that. In addition to the front side we hit, and the back side is our fundraiser side.
Leon, I know you're a modest man. You don't like to brag about your accolades and all, but I'd like for you to just let the fans know out there what you are doing right now professionally and with baseball.
Well, currently right now I'm the minor league hitting coordinator for the Atlanta Braves, and I've been with them 2 different terms, and this is my 11th year I think going in, and I've been involved in hitting, and my passion in the baseball world is hitting. So I've been a hitting coordinator or hitting coach for probably 15 years straight now. And as a hitting coach, you're always scheming about how to make your hitters better. Pitching coaches are out there teaching their pitchers curveballs, change-ups, splits, sliders, you name it. They're doing all kinds of things out there, scheming how to get us hitters out. I'm always thinking, in my mind, as a batting coordinator, how to make my hitters good enough to conquer these pitchers out there. So that's how we came up with the swing plane net, was just tying that in, because as a batter, if I can hit the high pitch, the low pitch, the in and out pitch, I'm going to be a pretty tough out and a pretty good hitter, and I'm going to have fun playing Little League baseball, girls softball, college, high school, whatever it is.
Thank you.